Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with his newest expert, Mr. Dan Bird, who is teaching me a new language, that of using technical trading, tying my macroeconomic view with technical analysis, and I am having a blast. Dan, how are you?
I'm great. I'm freezing though.
Yeah. Oh my God, is it 50 again?
It's 35 today.
Are you still in Florida?
Florida, 35.
That's
35 degrees. So I want everybody on your channel out there to pray for Florida because the iguanas are dropping from the trees.
I've heard of that before, right? They just get so cold they fall. Yeah,
that's right.
That's crazy. Well, hey, last week, Dan, you brought us 3 books, which got great reviews. People were saying, I want more of this. So I think you got us 3 more. Yeah, actually, several people responded. So what are some 3 books that we want to look at this week?
All right, let me share my screen. I'll show you. Like I mentioned last week, the first one is sort of a fun read. Second one will be, trading, learning about trading, and the third one will be psychology. All right. So this one is this should be a must read for every aspiring trader.
Okay.
Called Reminiscences of a Stock Operator.
Got it.
It is widely believed to be the story of Jesse Livermore.
Okay.
One of the greatest traders ever. He basically went short just before the 1929 market crash. Oh,
he did well with that.
He made millions of dollars.
Wow.
But it's kind of a fictionalized version of his life.
Okay.
So it doesn't actually come out and say this is a biography necessarily, but this guy that wrote it, Edwin Lefevre, was a very good friend of Jesse Livermore, and everyone basically, believes that it's Livermore's story. Okay. Essentially.
Very cool.
So it's a really interesting read, very, very fun read. He made and lost fortunes through his career.
Multiple times, it sounds like.
Multiple times. Yep.
Those are always good stories. Okay.
Second one is Mastering the Trade. This is all about, proven techniques for profiting from intraday and swing trading setups.
Swing trading. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, this is written by a guy named John Carter. He's a trader. He tells his story and he talks about what I've talked about, where he lost all his money and then he stopped losing his money and then started making money.
Now, would you say swing trading, intraday trading is really just that? It's in and out of markets in potentially seconds or minutes?
Intraday is, that's day trading.
Okay.
That is in and out, and a lot of times it's with futures.
Okay.
Swing trading though is longer time frame.
Oh, it is. Okay, I didn't know.
The swing trading can be a week to a month to 6 months.
What makes it a swing?
It's trading the trends. So it depends on how long the trends last, and it depends on the time frames that you're trading in.
Okay.
So you can look at if you're day trading, then you want to look at minute charts.
Got it.
Every minute, what does the chart look like? If you're swing trading and you're trading for a week or a month, then you want to look at daily charts. If you're trading for trends that last 6 months, then you may want to look at weekly charts. So it just depends on what the charts are and what you want to look at.
Very cool.
But his is a very interesting story as well. He talks about how he basically lost all of his money the week before his wedding.
Oh, ouch!
And he had to borrow money to pay for the wedding.
Ouch! Oops! Not good. Don't do that, guys.
Yeah, tough to tell his wife that one.
Yeah, I bet.
All right, so that's a very interesting book as well. Some of the techniques that I use in my charts come from the things that he talks about.
Very cool.
And then the last one is Trading in the Zone. Again, this is the psychology of trading.
Right.
It's written by Mark Douglas, who's the same guy of the book that I recommended last week. He's really more of a psychologist, but he applies psychology to discipline and winning attitude and all the things that you need. Really not even just for trading, really for life, and for investing in general, and anything that you're doing. You need to have this kind of mental attitude.
So when he talks about the zone, that's not a technical chart. That is more of a balanced mental state.
It's a mental state. Yeah.
Yeah, mental state. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's again, you and I know each other for a long time. That's where I feel like I have gone wrong in all of my trading, is I let my mind or emotions and I rat holed, and it just got away from me. And hence I didn't touch stocks for 20 years. So what you've helped me just in the last couple of weeks is, A, we've lost money on every trade. Let's be very, very clear. So don't follow us. This is not financial advice. But the fact that we've been right sizing positions, we've been using stops, we've been laddering in, these are all things that I would have never even thought about doing. So this has been a fun experience. So again, the three book titles are Trading in the Zone. What's number 2?
It's number 1 is Reminiscences of a Stock Operator.
Okay.
It's a fun read. Number 2 is Mastering the Trade.
Okay.
Talks a lot about some of the techniques of trading, the technicals,
Mhm.
and then the psychology is Trading in the Zone. And just to comment on this real quick, I have a friend that I communicate with quite a bit, and last week we were talking about Tesla, and he has a neighbor who bought a lot of Tesla. He's got over 1,000 shares of Tesla, and he's made millions.
Okay.
And he said his friend called him very worried, saying, "Yeah, I made millions, but I just lost millions in the last month." He goes, and he was very concerned. And my friend told him, he said he looked at the charts and he goes, "Well, it looks to me like 800 is support. It hasn't been below that. We can show that today. Hasn't been below that, so 800 looks like where support is." And sure enough, the next day it bounced off of 800 and started going up. I said to him, I said, "You're gonna look like a genius. He's gonna think you're a genius." And the guy goes, "Yeah. Now, if I could only do that with my own trades." And I said, "Well, that's the problem. Once you have your own money in the trade, then confirmation bias takes over.
Exactly.
And you convince yourself of all the reasons why it should go up, and you ignore all the reasons why it is actually going down."
Yeah.
And he goes, "You are exactly right. That is exactly the problem."
Yeah. Well, this is why you've given us 3 books, now 6 books. Go back to watch last week's episode. Because again, I do think it's a lot about psychology, and it's admittedly where I have failed, and why I'm so happy with what we're doing, right? We're placing trades, and I can say I've never looked all week. It's like it happens. I have protection on the downside. If it goes up, so I'm having a blast so far. So much so I even moved some more money in. So
you get the notes though when it.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, but I'm not. Believe me, in the past I would have that ticker symbol across my screen.
Right.
Not
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we look at the potential trades for next week. But when you lose, you're losing very little.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And more importantly, when you lose, it's a small percentage of your portfolio.
Yeah, that risk calculator is outstanding. Right. So Dan, thank you very much for this. I appreciate it. Let's get on to episode number 2. Thanks, buddy.
All right.